too. Wisco be the beast from the east, spin a couple for these tattoos and the whip too. Got little mama looking big eyes, seen a new ride.
Hey yo, what's going on YouTube? It's your boy Wisco and I'm back today with a brand new video. And for today's video, I figured, you know what? I had the car for a little bit now. I've been off of YouTube for a while. I haven't done this in a minute, but I think it's time to do a little introduction to my fairly brand new to me 2013 GTR Black Edition. I got this car probably like I would say July of 2024, so I had it for a while now. Obviously, you know, as soon as I bought it, I did some stuff to it, but I bought the car from Fort Lauderdale, well, in Fort Lauderdale. I drove out there, you know, traded in my, I had a BMW X5, that was my daily, and I was like, you know what, you know, I miss having the fast cars, you know. I don't know if you've been following the channel for a little bit, but I've had the BMW M3, that was my baby right there. Then I went from that to the Corvette Z06, then sold the Z06, got me a BMW M4, I modded that one out, I did a lot of stuff to it. Then after I had the M4, went back to the Z06, I was like, you know what, the Corvette was just a fun car, I miss it. The M4 I had fun in, but the Z06 was just different, you know, the 650 horsepower, the torque, everything, it was just the stance, the way it looked. But yeah, after, you know, getting the Corvette, it was fun, but just having the 2 seats, and I got my son now and everything, I was just like, you know what, let me get something that, you know, I can still have fun in, but at the same time, you know, it has the extra seats. I could put a baby seat in the back if I want to go to car meets or cars and coffee. So, and I was like, you know what, I should give it a shot. Let me try it out. You know, I've been seeing them a lot. I know the prices are going up like crazy because, you know, 2025, I think this year is the last year that they're making them. I don't think they're going to make them anymore with this generation, the R35. So, I mean, they're going up in value and I'm seeing them creeping up. So if you can find yourself a good deal for a good price, I would say jump on it because, yeah, you're not going to really, I don't think moving forward that the GTR is going to be the same. I think they could probably go towards the hybrid, you know, realm, and that's pretty much going to be the end for these V6s with the twin turbos and everything. But yeah, let me just get into what I've done to the car so far. So I bought the car once again from Fort Lauderdale from what was it, Florida Performance Cars. Drove out there. It was a good 2.5 hour drive from over here in Tampa. Drove out there, met the guys, cool shop. They got a lot of beautiful cars there. Had a whole bunch of classic Porsches. But something about this car, like in a world full of a whole bunch of exotics and fast cars and just high performance cars, some people will say supercars, hypercars, whatever. This car, you know, it stands out. It looks good. It still looks good with those cars. So when I walked into the shop and I seen this car in the middle of the showroom floor amongst all of these other great, you know, high-end cars, it just looks good. It stands out. And I was like, you know what? I know it's a good purchase, you know. It's expensive, but it's not as expensive as those other cars. Like you can still find a Gallardo right now going for crazy prices, still like over 100,000, and they're over 10 years old. This car, 2013, over 10 years old, and it still looks good compared to the cars that's out right now, you know, and it still holds its value. So I got a good deal on this car, you know, put some money down, sold my X5, put some money down, got this car. It already came with some mods, so I already had the Vorsteiner wheels, which is exactly the ones I wanted, so it has some Vorsteiners on it. When I first got it, it came with some track tires. I had to buy some new track tires, so that was expensive. So I got some new P0s in the back. The front's pretty much straight. What else? It had a tune on it, but I don't really know what tune was on it. So I got some work done on the tune. Let's see, what else? They did downpipes, they did intakes. It had the full titanium exhaust from Tomai that was already installed, which was awesome because that's exactly what I was gonna do anyway. So it has some tasteful mods. The car, you know, pretty clean, you know, a little bit of blemishes here and there on the paint. Obviously a 2013 car is gonna have that. So initially when I got the car, it had a Visconti tuning flex fuel kit. So it had the Visconti flex fuel kit for the E85 and ethanol and all that stuff. It had the exhaust, it had excess blow-off valves, it had some charge pipes. I'm not exactly sure what brand it's from. It had some intakes. It had a Stillen front lip but it was made out of like polyurethane, so it looked cool, but you know, that plasticky looking stuff, you know, I got to get rid of that. So it had that on it. It came with the Vorsteiners, 20x9s in the front, 20x10s in the rear. Tires, it had the Toyo Proxy double R's, which I had to replace because I don't know if you're familiar with Florida, but Florida gets really bad when it rains. And just driving back from Fort Lauderdale, I went from like, you know, beautiful weather to like 2 tropical storms. So driving that was really sketchy. So as soon as I came back, I had to buy some new tires. So right now I currently have the P0s on there, which are phenomenal. So I got those. Since I've owned the car since July, you know, slowly been modding it, slowly been doing little things here and there to make it mine, to personalize it. I replaced the headlights. So I got the depot headlights on. So obviously that transformed the entire look of the car, because it goes from looking like a early 2000s car, a late 2000s car, to now it looks more modernized. I did some carbon replacements. I did the eyelids. I did a full carbon front lip replacement from my guy Leon. I met him on the R35 group chat page on Facebook. Pretty much hooks you up with anything you need carbon fiber wise. So I changed that out. I had to do that. There's some carbon fiber side skirts. When I first got the car, it was running great. It was fine, but for somebody who's brand new to the GTR platform, I didn't know how to like distinguish between a well driving performing car versus one that's been like, you know, like modded and tuned and dialed in and everything's perfect, you know. So I'm driving the car assuming, you know, from seeing what people saying in the forums, that it's gonna be clunky, it's gonna be a little, you know, a little different, a little mechanical, you know, compared to like, you know, modern cars like the M4s and stuff like that. But they said that's to be expected. Me knowing that, you know, like certain things are not right, I was like, let me take it to somebody to get it inspected, make sure everything's right, make sure that, you know, the levels are correct. Just get it on a dyno maybe. Check the tune that they currently have in it, because I don't even know what kind of tune was on it, and then just make sure everything's straight. So I reached out to some guys on the R35 group chat. What was it? R30 Battalion and stuff like that, just to see like, hey, who do y'all recommend in the Tampa area that could check out these cars? And not knowing that, you know, one of the, you know, the channels that I follow on YouTube a lot is Cisco Performance. So I've been watching a lot of their videos and how they just dominating on the tracks and just building these 2,500 horsepower GTRs and Audis and Huracans. And oh hell yeah, that's a no-brainer. Let me schedule something with them and see if I can get something scheduled and just have them look at my car and make sure it's straight. So I took it out to them. They checked it out, and here's a few things that they noticed and they actually corrected for me, and we got it all figured out. So the fuel injectors that was on this car were outdated, so they had to replace those. So I got the 1050X fuel injector dynamics set, so they switched that out. I don't know what tune was on the car before. I'm assuming it had like a Cobb tune on it, but it didn't come with the actual like access port. So we got Ecutech with Bluetooth installed. They put 4 maps on it, and they actually did like it was like a flex fuel tune for the flex fuel kit that I have on here. They have their own Cisco Performance custom tune as well. Did a custom transmission map, so now I could do like the roll and launch. You know, it's pretty dope. You just pretty much put it on cruise control at whatever setting. I think it's like 40. You could do like 40 miles per hour. And then you just floor it, make sure everything's in race mode, floor it, and then as soon as you let go of the cruise control, it pretty much takes off, and it's pretty dope. I tried it a couple of times. It's really fun on the highway, especially. They did a transmission and differential fluid flush. The exhaust was pretty much all jacked up. So the previous owner had the titanium exhaust reversed from, I guess, the headers down. So that was reversed. They had to switch that. It was missing some bolts under there. So all that ping ping and rattling sound that I was hearing, that I thought was normal and it was driving me crazy. It was probably because most likely all the hangers were missing. There was missing bolts, and it was all jacked up under there. So when they lifted it up and showed me pictures, they was like, hey, this major bolt is missing and this is reversed. We have to switch this to this way. And so after they did all of that stuff and they adjusted the hangers and everything, the car, you know, makes beautiful sounds. The exhaust sounds amazing, and it drives like it's supposed to, you know. So I'm super appreciative of that, because now the driving experience is amazing compared to how it was before. What else they did? They upgraded my fuel pump. So one of the things I noticed was whenever I did full throttle and I floored it, I would notice that I would get the light the light will come on the dash saying the service engine soon. And then as soon as I let go of it, it goes away. So I brought that to their attention, and they was like, yeah, let's check your fuel pumps to make sure everything's straight. Come to find out, one of the fuel pumps was already like degraded. It was going out. So long story short, we replaced those, upgraded the fuel pumps to AEM dual 340s, and then we upgraded a fuel line. So I did the last video, I don't know if you've seen last week, the last video with the issue I had where I was about to go to the gym, and basically I'm pulling out and I'm smelling a lot of fuel. And then as I look on the floor, I see a puddle of gas on the floor. And it has a real distinct smell because of course, the ethanol, the E85. So I parked the car, checked everything out, and this same issue I had back in last year, October, when I first got the car, and I noticed that there was like something like a mist of fuel coming from the hood, but I couldn't locate where it was coming from. But they looked at it and they was like, you know what? I'm pretty sure that's probably what it is. Let's replace one of these fuel lines and let's make it more heavy duty and more reliable. So that's what they did pretty much. So paid for that, got that knocked out, took like an hour. And hopefully now I should be straight when it comes to that situation. Also some interior stuff. I did some dry carbon. I love the way dry carbon looks with the car, especially in the interior. You don't want too much glossy stuff in the interior because it starts looking like a little cheap. You know, you do too much glossy carbon fiber everywhere, it starts looking cheap unless it comes from the factory. So did some dry carbon replacements in the panels, like the mid console and everything. And then one of the first mods I had to do was the carbon fiber steering wheel. So one of my dream steering wheels was just to have the flat top and bottom carbon fiber wrapped in leather, you know, with the perforated leather with the red stitchings, and then that red stripe in the 12 o'clock. So had to do that. So got that knocked out. Added the carbon fiber paddle shifters, and it just ties everything in. It just makes the interior just look that much more like supercar-ish and just more luxurious and more expensive. So had to switch that out. Did the GTR car door lights, so that way now when you open the door, you see the GTR emblem. You know. Just pretty much just shine on the floor, so that's like a must. I think it looks cool and it adds like a nice little touch to it. Oh, I definitely had to do the fiber optic ambience light in the inside. So I found this cool company that does these super thin, I want to say they're LED strips. In the past, if you wanted to do like an ambiance kit, they usually had those LEDs where you can see every little individual diode. And to me, that shit drives me crazy. It just looks tacky. It doesn't look that cool. So long story short, I found a company that does like the full strip that looks like a solid like an OEM kind of style ambiance light that you'll see like the BMWs and a lot of Mercedes now, where it's just a nice solid line. You don't see any little individual dots with spacings in it. So I found that one, threw it in the car. Game changer. And you can access the colors and everything and the combinations on your phone through an app, and it's been amazing. So I installed that, so it brings out, you know, makes the car look a little bit more luxurious as well. The interior, like I'm big on interiors. You're gonna be in the car most of the time, so it looks cool. So I got that done. Upgraded to the black chrome GTR emblems. Yeah, that's everything I've done to the car since I've had it. Like I said, this is since July of 2024. I plan on keeping this car. This is one I'm gonna keep in my collection. I'm not selling this car. This is like, I would say it's a dream car. You know, I love, you know, since the beginning, the G35 was like the baby GTR for America. That was my first dream car. I had so much fun with it until I got into the BMW game. But this right here is like the epitome of JDM in my opinion. You know, Supras are cool. You know, I like some Hondas and like the NSX and everything's cool. But this right here is like, you know, you can't beat it. It's one of those cars where it's generational. Whenever I pull this car out, no matter what, at least once a day, I'll have either a young person, an old person, you know. It's a whole spectrum of people that come up to this car and be like, yo, that's a beautiful car. What kind of car is it? Or they'll be like, that's a beautiful car. That's my dream car. And that's how you know when you have a good car. It's like when you can share it with other people. So I love going to car meets. I love pulling up on my friends and they have their, you know, they have their Audis and they have their Beamers. A lot of my friends out here in Tampa is part of the Beamer gang. And, you know, they still appreciate the car. It's a beautiful car. It has a nice stance. It has a nice look. And it's like timeless. Like no matter how old this car is, it still keeps up with all these modern cars. And that's the beautiful part about this car. It's like one of those cars where I feel like I can't get bored of it. Every time I get in the car, I get excited. And it just looks good. Every time I go to the gym and I'm coming out, I'm looking at my car. I'm like, damn, that car looks good, you know? And that's when you know you have a good car. If you can't walk away from the car and then turn around and look at your car and just admire it, I don't know if you got the right car. So this car, you definitely get that experience. It's amazing. So yeah, that's what I've done to the car so far. Future plans, definitely want to get the car wrapped. I'm not exactly sure what I want to wrap it in, but I have some ideas. I just got pretty much procrastinated on it because I do like the white, especially out here in the summertime. It looks amazing. But I do want to get the car wrapped and protected. Definitely want to get a carbon fiber hood. I'm debating on like the DS style hood or like the Liberty Walk style hood, just full carbon. But want to get the hood done. Let's see. Trying to think. It's not really too much because the car is just, to me, in my opinion, it looks good the way it is. But there's a few things I want to do. I would definitely want to get the, that's what it is. There's a brand new digital dash that just came out. That's the name of the company, Speed by Design. They have this digital dash that just looks amazing. Let me see if I can pull it up real quick. Yeah, it's SBD HD Digital Dash Cluster. It goes for like $24.99. This is the first version of it, but I've seen the reviews and I've seen some people in the group actually buy it, and they're the first ones to beta test it, and it looks amazing. You can customize the screen. You can see YouTube videos or whatever. You can like you can pretty much make it look like I don't know if you're familiar with the Audi R8's display and how everything's like fully functional and like, you know, interactive. That's basically what they did with this one, and it looks amazing. I think that just brings it to the year 2025 and just makes it look, you know, that much more modernized, and that's the goal. Like the goal is to be able to keep this car for forever if you want to, and still keep up with all the, you know, new technologies and still make it look like it was OEM, you know, instead of making it look like aftermarket. You know, I like the whole center console replacement with the tablet, but sometimes it just looks too out of place. Like, I don't know, it just, in my personal opinion, it looks cool, but at the same time, it just looks like, yeah, it looks like it shouldn't be in this car. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's like taking the Bugatti and putting a digital dash and everything in the Bugatti. It just looks kind of off for some reason. Like putting that tablet in the middle of a Bugatti, it just looks off. Some designs are there for a reason, so that way it's timeless. And I feel with this one, just keeping the OEM, you know, Gran Turismo style screen in there, just it looks fine. It's cool. It looks good. And then you can also do like Apple CarPlay, which I have in this one, and it's fine. It works perfectly fine. But the digital dash thing, that's probably one of the biggest things I want to do to the car, because that, to me, that's just awesome. It's been amazing. Like I said, I love the car. It's been a great purchase and a great replacement from my M4s and my M3s and my Corvettes. And yeah, it just makes me feel like, you know, I got the right car. You know, it fits my personality, and I think I want to do some good things with this, make some great content, and just go to more car shows and do more things with this car. But in the future, of course, after I retire and I pay this car off, I would love to get me, you know, a Gallardo. That's like one of my dream purchases, just to get me into that world too. That would be like my first supercar. So I've been looking on the market, and they still fairly decent in the pricing. And once again, these are just like classic cars that just look good throughout the years and throughout the decades. They don't change. They don't lose their sex appeal, if that makes sense. So that's another car I want to be able to add to my collection, and just you know, just enjoy my next, you know, phase in life, you know, the retirement. I got 4 years left in the military. You know, I've been doing this for a minute now, and I think I'm ready to press that button soon. This will, hopefully, Tampa will be my last assignment, and then I can start doing something else. But, you know, the car thing will always be a part of me, and this is going to be like one of the ones that's going to stay with me for as long as I can hold on to it, you know. So once again, thank you guys for watching the video. I hope you like this video. If you like stuff like this and you want me to keep doing more, you know, car content, just press that like button. Don't forget to subscribe. And yeah, I'll definitely keep you guys posted on the next one. Stay tuned. There's gonna be a lot more stuff, a lot more content coming. You know, got a brand new camera now, so hopefully this camera makes everything look better. You know, so I could, you know, go out there and capture more content, and just go out there and do more car shows, more car meets. Introduce you guys to my friends out here that are heavy on the car scene. And yeah, just do more things with this baby, because, you know, what's the point of having these cars you can't share with everybody? So, but yeah, thank you guys for watching, and as always, be safe and God bless, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace out.